Right. So we will continue the discussion after the break. So we are in the discussion of strategic cost management. Under that, we discuss about strategic positioning analysis, cost drive analysis, value chain analysis. Right. So then I'm moving to the next. The role of management accountant, right? So now has today's management accountant role has changed, so that management accountant should have the skills, knowledge regarding the activity-based costing, benchmarking, re-engineering, target costing, life cycle costing, economic value analysis, TQM, value chain analysis, right? So many new concepts. So we can look at some modern concept in strategic cost management. So we have this value chain analysis, that is the value add to customer by reducing cost and understanding the relationship between organizations and boost the customer. So each and every aspects of the organization, how you create the value. Activity-based costing, and which leads for activity-based management. Then competitive advantage analysis, defining strategy of an organization and how to adapt to over the competitors, rivals. Then target costing, which is where that cost, the selling price, you don't have much authority over the selling price because the market force determine the selling price. So to achieve that selling price with the desired profit, how to control your cost. Then we have the total quality management concept, adapt the necessary policies and procedures to meet the customer expectation, just in value, just in time, where that you have a system with very strong relationship with your suppliers and having very modern, efficient, reliable transport system and communication system, where that you maintain zero inventory level. So whenever you need the product, whenever you need the material for the production, those will be available. Then this SWOT analysis, right? That is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats for an organization. Benchmarking, the process performed to determine the actual, determine the critical success factors, and study procedures with other organizations. Right, you can benchmark your operations with internal divisions and external divisions, internal benchmarking, external benchmarking, and external benchmarking that can be competitor, external competitor benchmarking, external non-competitor industry, but non-competitor benchmarking, and external functional benchmarking, right? Not the same industry. The balance scorecard, where that performance measurement techniques, where we look at financial, customer, internal operation, and innovation and growth for perspective instead of only financial performance. Then tool to improve the rate of the theory of constraint, where that we have some type of constraint for production, right? Then continuous improvement called Kaizen. There are some tools, common tools, right? So we are going to look at some of these common tools which you should know, which is expected to know in your curriculum, right? So what I will do, will take this. So in this curriculum, here you find some of the techniques, right? Just-in-time system, PQM, lean manufacturing, Six Sigma, Kaizen, business process reengineering, right? Then we'll take activity-based costing, activity-based management, target costing, life cycle costing. The balance scorecard, yeah. So these techniques we will look at, right? So we'll start with right. So just in time, simple concept, especially used in supply chain management of an organization, right? So we will first look at this just in time concept using a small video around 10 minutes. Then we'll discuss the concepts. So I will
Everyone, welcome to Business School 101. Inventory management is a crucial part in almost every business. It can make or break the firm's overall operation. Although stocking up on your products can allow you to meet the demands of your customers anytime they need, it will also require large investment, bigger storage space, and will run the risk of theft, obsolescence, or spoilage that could entail huge costs. Just-in-time, or JIT, is an inventory management method in which goods are received from suppliers only as they are needed. The main objective of JIT is to reduce inventory holding costs and increase inventory turnover. So what is the history of JIT? In the real business world, which companies implement it successfully? What is its benefits and drawbacks? And which types of companies could benefit the most from it? In this video, I will answer these questions for you. Section 1. A brief history. JIT is a Japanese management philosophy which has been applied in practice since the early 1970s in many Japanese manufacturing companies. It was first developed and perfected within the Toyota manufacturing plants by Taiichi Ohno, who is frequently referred to as the father of JIT. The beginnings of this management system are rooted in the historical situation that Toyota faced. After World War II, Kiichiro Toyoda, the president of Toyota, said, "Catch up with America in 3 years, otherwise the automobile industry of Japan will not survive." At that time, one American car worker produced approximately 9 times as much as a Japanese car worker. Upon further examination, Taiichi Ohno found that American manufacturers made great use of the economic order quantities, or EOQ. This means that they make a lot or batch of an item, such as a particular model of a car or a particular component, before switching to a new item. They also made use of EOQ in terms of ordering and stocking many parts needed to assemble a car. Ohno felt that such methods would not work in Toyota at that time because Japan's total domestic demand was low, and the Japanese marketplace demanded production of small quantities of many different models. Accordingly, Ohno devised the JIT to meet customer demand, reduce inventory, and eliminate waste. As time passed, the system of JIT started to become more popular. After the oil crisis in 1973, other Japanese companies started to take note of the success of Toyota, and the JIT approach became more widely adopted in Japan. The JIT techniques spread to the United States in the late 1970s and 1980s, but due to inconsistencies in implementation and a less mature grasp on the human and cultural elements of the Toyota production system, Western companies initially experienced limited success. In 1991, James Womack, a highly regarded researcher and authority on systems engineering at MIT, published his book, The Machine That Changed the World, and made the just-in-time plus Toyota production system concept more accessible to U.S. companies, which led to the widespread adoption of JIT techniques and lean manufacturing philosophies thereafter in the U.S. Section 2. Real-world examples. Beside the automotive industry, companies in many other industries have also implemented the JIT model. Here are a few examples. First, the apparel industry. Nike implemented a just-in-time delivery system to improve their disconnected production facilities across Southeast Asia. The goal was to apply lean inventory techniques and just-in-time production. Since then, studies show that the company reduced lead times by 40%, increased productivity 20%, and new model introductions are 30% faster. Second, retail industry. Retailer Zara, a leading international apparel retailer headquartered in Spain, enjoys the benefits of just-in-time delivery to keep sales and productions aligned geographically to ensure each store only receives inventory they need. This allows for less overstock of products within the store and room for newer clothing items. With the help of JIT, Zara can respond quickly to the changing fashion markets easier in the era of fast fashion. Third, technology industry. In the 1980s, when Dell started selling directly to consumers, They only placed orders for parts as customers made purchases. Rather than stock a large warehouse full of pre-assembled computers, Dell reduced their costs and cut lead times and eventually became a well-known name in their industry. Fast food industry. Burger King franchises uses the principles of just-in-time delivery every day in their kitchen. Although they keep stock of the ingredients they need, food is only cooked when ordered. Here, the concept of JIT delivery is applied to food ordering, where food is kept fresh and waste is reduced. Section 3. Benefits. In general, the JIT model has 5 major benefits. First, reduce inventory waste. A just-in-time strategy eliminates overproduction, which happens when the supply of an item in the market exceeds the demand and leads to an accumulation of unsaleable inventories. These unsellable products turn into inventory dead stock, which increases waste and consumes inventory space. Second, decrease warehouse holding costs. Warehousing is expensive and excess inventory can double your holding costs. In a just-in-time system, the warehouse holding costs are kept to a minimum. Because you order only when your customer places an order, your item is already sold before it reaches you, so there is no need to store your items for long. Third, give the manufacturer more control. In a JIT model, the manufacturer has complete control over the manufacturing process, which works on a demand pull basis. They can respond to customers' needs by quickly increasing the production for an in-demand product and reducing the production for slow-moving items. This makes the JIT model flexible and able to cater to ever-changing market needs. Fourth, local sourcing. Since just-in-time requires you to start manufacturing only when an order is placed, you need to source your raw materials locally as it will be delivered to your unit much earlier. Also, local sourcing reduces the transportation time and cost which is involved. This in turn provides the need for many complementary businesses to run in parallel, thereby improving the employment rates in that particular demographic. Fifth, smaller investments. The just-in-time models use the right first time concept, whose meaning is to carry out the activities right the first time when it's done, thereby reducing inspection and rework costs. This requires less amount of investment for the company, less money reinvested for rectifying errors, and more profit generated out of selling an item. Section 4. Drawbacks. Although the JIT has many benefits as we've previously discussed, it is certainly not without limitations. Because the JIT model relies heavily on precise forecasting and strong relationships with key suppliers, when something goes wrong with either of those, the whole system could break apart. For example, in 1997, a fire at Japanese-owned automotive parts supplier Aisin decimated its capacity to produce P-valves for Toyota's vehicles. Because Aisin is the sole supplier of this part, its weeks-long shutdown caused Toyota to halt production for several days. This caused a ripple effect, where other Toyota parts suppliers likewise had to temporarily shut down, because the automaker had no need for their parts during that time period. In 2020 and 2021, the global pandemic has revealed the weakness of JIT models. As trade was disrupted by lockdowns and travel bans, companies that implemented JIT have found managing their supply chains to be incredibly difficult. Generally, the JIT model could face the following risks. First, unreliable suppliers. A supplier that does not deliver goods to the company exactly on time and in the correct amounts could seriously impact the whole production process. Second, unexpected demand surge. A company may not be able to immediately meet the requirements of a massive and unexpected order, since it has few or no stock of finished goods. Third, costly technology. An investment should be made in information technology to link the computer systems of the company and its suppliers, so that they can coordinate the delivery of parts and materials. Sometimes those technologies could be expensive and difficult to implement. Fourth, natural disasters. A natural disaster could interfere with the flow of goods to the company from suppliers, which could halt production almost at once. If there is a natural disaster that slows the production or transportation times, there will be issues within the company waiting for those products to arrive. Section 5, an in-depth summary. After introducing the history, real-world examples, benefits, and drawbacks of the JIT, you might wonder which type of companies should implement it. Although managers should make the decision on a case-by-case basis, generally, for companies with relatively simple supply chains, low profit rate, or companies that have reliable suppliers and constant, steady, or predictable customer demand for their products, the JIT model is considered as a great way to lower costs and increase efficiency. It is important that each company takes a deeper look into their factors that play a role in their business and see if the JIT approach would be effective and successful within their company. Lastly, for companies that plan to apply the JIT model, here are a few guidelines. First, maintain good relationships with your suppliers. Good relationships with suppliers ensure companies are in good standing in the event of unexpected demand surges. Second, properly train employees. Since just-in-time management requires agility and quick response times, it's vital that team members know what to do and how to do it. Third, keep production operations stable. The JIT model works best with minimal variability. This is why the JIT model is not ideal for companies that experience stark peaks and valleys in demand. Fourth, have a backup plan. Because the JIT model relies heavily on precise forecasting and strong relationships with key suppliers, when something goes wrong with either of those and the company does not have any backup plan, the whole system could break apart. So, what do you think about the just-in-time model? Please leave your thoughts in a comment below. I hope that you
Right. So this video explains basically all what you should do about the just-in-time technique. So it's initially start with the inventory management method in which goods are received from suppliers only as they need it. Right. So that overstock inventory require large investment, bigger storage, and you will exposed to risk of obsolescence. So all that you can avoid whenever you need for the production, you are getting the inventory, right? So it's explain about the concept of just in time, how it was evolved, right? And explain some real world examples that just in time technology is used and what are the benefits, right? So since you are not maintaining your inventory, accumulated inventory level, so inventory wastages are very less. Storage time wastages, no wastage. And warehousing cost is minimum because you will get the inventory when you need. So you need not to maintain a large store and incur huge holding cost. And manufacturer can quickly respond for the customer need whenever the order is received, right? You will get the required material and you can satisfy the customer need. So that you can keep less amount of investment. So the main issue now, if you take a company like Sri Lanka, right? Sri Lankan company very difficult to implement the just-in-time system where that Toyota company, right? So they have this just-in-time system. So all the inputs, right, they are getting from the different suppliers. They have very strong supplier relationship. And when the integrated system with the suppliers, so whenever the Toyota want to start, okay, process of 1,000 motor vehicle, right, production particular brand. So the all the required input requirement when you enter to the system, that relevant supplier will know that, okay, The Toyota need this equipment, these components of automobile for 1,000 motor vehicles. So when they place that, enter, say today, the tomorrow morning before the production start, the required materials will be made available. So that very strong, very reliable transportation system should be there, right? So, and very strong relationship with the suppliers. Suppliers should be reliable, because if the supplier is not supplying the product on time, when you have say 10 suppliers, if one component is missing, right? So then still you may unable to continue production, right? So that is the major concern, right? And you need a very high technology, right? So where that all these suppliers directly link with the organization, right? So should be able to write a brief description if you ask about this concept in examination context, right? What is just in time? Right, then we can move to the next total quality management, right? Next concept is total quality management. Here that we got just in time. Right. Then we take the total quality management. Total quality management. Simply we can call TQM. Right. So we have another small video around 7 minutes. We'll take on this TQM.
In this video you are going to learn total quality management. Topics I have discussed in this video are: what is total quality management? 7 principles of total quality management, advantages of total quality management, and disadvantages of total quality management. Let's start the video. Total quality management, or TQM, is a structured approach to overall organizational management. The focus of the process is to improve the quality of an organization's outputs, including goods and services, through the continual improvement of internal practices. Total quality management is a term that was found in the 1950s. It was developed by William Deming, a management consultant, whose work had a great impact on Japanese manufacturing. The term total defines the entire organization. All parties, departments, and functions are involved in quality management. TQM is the continuous process of detecting and reducing or eliminating errors in manufacturing, streamlining supply chain management, improving the customer experience, and ensuring that employees are up to speed with training. Let's discuss 7 principles of total quality management. Number 1. Customer focused. Finally, the customer's feedback determines the level of quality. No matter what a system works to bring up quality improvement, training employees, unifying quality into the design process, or upgrading software, the customer controls whether the efforts were important. 2. Total employee involvement. All employees take part in working toward common goals. Total employee engagement can only be obtained after they have moved fear from the organization, when employee empowerment has occurred, and when management has created the proper environment. High-performance work systems involve continuous improvement efforts with normal business activities. 3. Process-centered. A fundamental part of TQM is its focus on process thinking. A process is a series of steps that take inputs from suppliers and transform them into outputs that are delivered to customers. The steps required to carry out the process are defined, and we should continuously monitor performance measures in order to detect unexpected variation. 4. Integrated system. An organization should have an integrated system that provides effective total quality management. This may be an implied system, or one based on a quality standard such as ISO 9001, but it should be understood and applied across all functions and divisions of the organization. 5. Decision-making based on facts. In order to know how well an organization is operating, data on performance measures is mandatory. Total quality management requires that an organization frequently collect and analyze data, in order to improve decision-making accuracy. 6. Strategic and systematic approach. A significant part of the management of quality is the strategic or systematic approach to achieving an organizational goal. This process is called strategic planning or strategic management, and this includes the formation of a strategic plan that combines quality as a core component. Number 7. Communication. During day-to-day operation and times of organizational change, effective communication plays a significant part in maintaining morale and motivating employees at all levels. Communication involves strategies, practice, and timeliness. Here is a question for you. Quality practices must be carried out. Your options are: at the start of the project, throughout the life of the project, at the end of the project. No need to carry out quality practices. Give the answer in the comment section. Now move on to advantages of total quality management. The advantages of TQM include defect reduction. Total quality management has a strong influence in improving quality within a process, rather than checking out quality into a process. This not only reduces the time required to fix errors, but makes it less significant to employ a team of quality assurance personnel. Productivity improvement. Productivity rises significantly since employees are giving much less of their time chasing down and correcting errors. Increased productivity produces more output per employee, which often results in increased profits. Cost reduction. Total quality management can reduce costs throughout an organization, when implemented consistently over time. As a result of fewer product defects, companies save costs of customer support, product replacements, field service, and the creation of product fixes. Customer satisfaction. Since the company has better product and services, and its interactions with customers are nearly error-free, there should be fewer customer objections. A higher level of customer satisfaction may also lead to raised market share, as existing customers act on the company's side to bring in more customers. Improve employee morale. The ongoing and proven success of total quality management can lead to a noticeable improvement in employee morale, which reduces employee turnover, and accordingly reduces the cost of hiring and training new employees. Disadvantages of total quality management. TQM also requires a considerable training period for those employees involved in it. Since the training can take people away from their usual work, this can actually have a negative effect on costs, which is a short-term effect. Since total quality management results in a continuing series of incremental changes, it can develop a negative reaction from those employees who choose the current system, or who feel that they may lose their jobs because of it. If you want to read in details or download the PDF, go through the link in the description. If you find the video helpful and informative, give us a like, share the video and don't forget to subscribe to Education Leads channel.
Right. So if we look at the total quality management, right? So you find that the main parts here, TQM, total means entire organization, right? All the department, all the functions, all the parties. So everyone in the organization, all the sections, functions, departments should involving in the quality management. And should be customer focused, right? So the quality management, TQM, we are going to enhance the quality in order to create more value to the customers. And for the customer, these are the 7 principles, right? So you take the 7 principles of total quality management. First one is the customer focused, right? So we are focusing to deliver high value to the customer. And as initially mentioned, all the employees involved in, everyone in the organization should involve in this quality improvement process. And it is process centered, because we are going to enhance the value that delivered by a product to customer. So you should have a very strong processes to create that value. Each and every steps in the process should be well defined, and it is an integrated system, right? So it's obvious that when you are going to increase the total quality, so you have to integrate, and the decision making always based on facts, right? You need, right? So that you need lot of data, whether that cost reduction, that value creation occurred, and it should use a strategic and systematic approach. And finally, this should be well communicated to the organization employees, right? Your entire approach should be well communicated. So you should be able to identify these 7 factors, the principles in the TQM, right? Examination context again. 7 principles of total quality management, at least briefly identify, right? So explain, should be able to do that. Right. So then we are moving to the next concept is lean manufacturing. Yeah, we had just in time, and we had PQM. Then we are moving to the lean manufacturing. Lean manufacturing. Right. So what is mean by lean manufacturing? That also we can take this small video on lean manufacturing. Share with sound.
Manufacturing, 5 principles of lean manufacturing. In this video, you are going to learn lean manufacturing. Topics I have discussed are: what is lean manufacturing, 5 principles of lean manufacturing, 8 waste of lean manufacturing, advantages of lean manufacturing, and disadvantages of lean manufacturing. Let's start the video. Lean manufacturing is a production process based on an ideology of maximizing productivity while simultaneously minimizing waste within a manufacturing operation. Many manufacturers are using lean manufacturing principles to eliminate waste, optimize processes, cut costs, boost innovation, and reduce time to sell in a fast, volatile, and ever-changing global marketplace. To not take full advantage of all of your resources is to lose efficiencies, and in so doing, stunt production. For many people, the phrase lean manufacturing is synonymous with removing waste, and eliminating waste is certainly a key element of any lean practice. But the ultimate goal of practicing lean manufacturing isn't simply to eliminate waste, it's to sustainably deliver value to the customer. Some well-known companies that use lean include Toyota, Intel, John Deere, and Nike, etc. Now come to 5 principles of lean manufacturing. A widely referenced book, Lean Thinking, Banish Waste and Create Wealth in Your Corporation, which was published in 1996, laid out 5 principles of lean, which references core principles in many fields. They are value, the value stream, flow, pull, and perfection. Let's discuss each principle separately. 1. Value. Value is identified from the perspective of the customer, and relates to how much they are willing to pay for products or services. This value is then created by the manufacturer or service provider, who should seek to eliminate waste and costs, to meet the optimal price for the customer while also maximizing profits. 2. Map the value stream. This principle involves analyzing the materials and other resources required to produce a product or service, with the aim of identifying waste and improvements. Value stream mapping comprises the product's entire life cycle, from raw materials through to disposal. Anything that does not add value must be eliminated. I have discussed the product life cycle in another video, check the video in the description. Number 3. Create flow. Eliminate functional barriers and identify ways to improve lead time. This ensures that processes flow smoothly and can be undertaken with minimal delay or other waste. Lean manufacturing relies on preventing interruptions in the production process, and enabling a harmonized and integrated set of processes, in which activities operate in a constant stream. 4. Establish a pull system. Lean manufacturing uses a pull system instead of a push system. With a push system, inventory needs are determined in advance, and the product is manufactured to meet that forecast. However, forecasts are typically inaccurate, which can result in swings between too much inventory and not enough inventory. This can lead to additional warehousing costs, disrupted schedules, or poor customer satisfaction. Lean manufacturing is based on a pull system in which nothing is bought, or you only start new work when there is a demand for it. Pull relies on flexibility and communication. 5. Perfection. Lean manufacturing rests on the concept of continually striving for perfection via continued process improvements, which is also known as Kaizen, as created by Toyota Motor Corporation founder Kiichiro Toyoda. It involves targeting the root causes of quality issues, and ferreting out and eliminating waste across the value stream. 8. Waste of lean manufacturing. The lean manufacturing framework that was originally developed by Taiichi Ono for Toyota Motor Company has applications across every industry today. The original 7 wastes identified by Ono have expanded to include one more related to an organization's employees. You can easily recall the 8 wastes of lean by using the acronym downtime, which stands for D. Stands for defects. Products, services or information are incomplete or inaccurate. O. Overproduction. Making something earlier or faster than needed. Making more than what is needed. W. Waiting. Idle time while waiting for materials, equipment, parts, people, or information. N. Stands for non-utilized talent. Not fully utilizing the experience, skills, knowledge, or creativity of your team. T. Transportation excess. The unnecessary movement of products, equipment, or materials. I. Inventory excess. Over-accumulation of stock beyond what is necessary to serve the customer. M. Motion excess. Any movement by the team that is not of value to the customer. E. Excess processing. Any additional steps in a process that do not add value to the customer. Let's move on to advantages of lean manufacturing. Number 1. Saves time and money. More efficient workflows, resource allocation, and production can benefit businesses regardless of size or output. Time saving allows for reduced lead times, and better service in providing products quickly to customers, but can also help save money by allowing for a more streamlined workforce. 2. Environmental friendly. Removing unnecessary processes can save costs in energy and fuel use. This has an obvious environmental benefit, as does the use of more energy-efficient equipment, which can also offer cost savings. 3. Improved customer satisfaction. Improving the delivery of a product or service, at the right cost to a customer improves customer satisfaction. This is essential to business success, as happy customers are more likely to return or recommend your product or service to others. Disadvantages of lean manufacturing. 1. Employee safety. By focusing on removing waste and streamlining procedures, it is possible to overlook the stresses placed on employees, who are given the little margin for error in the workplace. 2. Stops future development. Lean manufacturing's inherent focus on cutting waste can lead management to over-focus on the present, and disregard the future. However, these may be important to a company's legacy and future development. If you find the video helpful and informative, give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Education Leads channel.
Right. So when it's come to lean manufacturing, right? So that that is based on main principles, right? So that one is waste elimination, eliminate the waste, right? So now every organization try to reduce the wastage. So it's a reduce, reduce, reduce. So when you reduce, you have to reduce it into the zero, then you can eliminate the waste. Then optimize the processes, process optimization.
Cut costs, boost innovation, and reduce time to sell.
Reducing the cost, and it encourage the innovation and time reduction, right? So these are the 5 principles in lean manufacturing. 5 principles: waste elimination, optimizing the processes, reducing cost, boost innovation, and reducing time. So the removing wastages is the key element of the lean practice. And then you find the main steps of the lean manufacturing process. This little bit of technical, some advanced manufacturing related concepts also used. So overall, you should know this main benefits from lean manufacturing. So the one major benefits of lean manufacturing is save time and money. There is two main principles. No? Save time and money. So how the lean manufacturing reduce time and money? It always focus more efficient workflows. The efficient workflows reduce time, and wastages reduce means that you are saving the money. And more efficient resource allocation is focused. So you can save time and money. And productions are well-defined, smooth production. Then it is environmental friendly, right? When you are removing unnecessary processes and cost in energy consumption, you can control there. So that will lead to environmental friendly. And finally, you are having the fast delivery, right? Best prices. So that will enhance the customer satisfaction. So if you ask what are the main advantages of having lean manufacturing system, right? එහෙම නැත්නම් statement එකක් වලට දෙන්න පුළුවන්, right? The lean manufacturing can save time, money, as well as can improve the customer satisfaction. Do you agree? Discuss. ඒකට ඔයාලට පුළුවන් වෙනවනේ ඒක explain කරන්න. Right? කොහොමද lean manufacturing වලින් time එක save කරන්නේ? සහ ඒක කොහොමද customer satisfied කරන්නේ? Right? Those aspects. Right. Then we can take Six Sigma. Six Sigma. Right? Six Sigma. This is another very famous technique. We can have the Six Sigma and even Lean Six Sigma. We have the concept Six Sigma together with lean manufacturing. Yeah, this one. This is the first we look at the Six Sigma principal concept.
Produces luxury cars. The production numbers are going down, and a lesser. Imagine you've been tasked with a really important project at work. The company you're working for produces luxury cars. The production numbers are going down, and a lesser number of cars are getting manufactured each day. There also seems to be an issue with the quality of the windshield wipers that go on these cars. The question you are faced with: is there a way for the company to stop the stall in production and increase the production per day from 1,000 to 2,000? Also, is there a way to find out what's causing the drop in the wiper quality? There is. Six Sigma. Six Sigma gives you the tools and techniques to determine what's making the manufacturing process slow down, how you can eliminate the delays, improve the process, and fix further issues along the way. The concept was introduced in 1980 by Bill Smith while working for Motorola. Since then, Six Sigma has seen worldwide adoption. Six Sigma aims to reduce the time, defects, and variability experienced by processes in an organization. Thanks to Six Sigma, you can produce a defect-free product 99.9996% of the time, allowing only 3.4 errors per 1 million opportunities. Six Sigma also increases customer loyalty towards the brand, improves employee morale, leading to higher productivity. Six Sigma has two major methodologies, DMAIC and DMADV. Let's look at the first methodology. DMAIC is an acronym for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control. Let's have a look at each of these stages individually and how it relates to your earlier problem. In the Define phase, you determine what issues you're facing, what your opportunities for improvement are, and what the customer requires of you. Here, you look at the process as a whole and determine the issues with the manufacturing process. In this case, finding out why the cars had varying windshield wiper quality and how to optimize the current process to manufacture more cars. In the Measure phase, you determine how the process is performing currently in its unaltered state. You determine the current number of cars that are manufactured in a day. In the current scenario, 1,000 cars are manufactured in a day, and each of these cars are outfitted with a pair of windshield wipers by one of 30 machines used. Some of the metrics measured are how many cars are produced in a day, time taken to assemble a car, how many windshield wipers were attached in a day, time that takes them to do so, defects detected from each machine on assembly completion, and so on. Following this, in the Analyze phase, you determine what caused the defect or variation. On analyzing previous data, you find out that one of the machines that installed the windshield wiper was not performing as well as it was supposed to. Production was taking longer since the car chassis was being moved across the different locations slower, as cranes had to individually pick and drop the frame. This was because the wheels were attached to the car only in the last stage. Next, in the Improve phase, you make changes to the manufacturing process and ensure the defects are addressed. You replace the faulty machines that installed the windshield wiper with another one. You also find a way to save time by attaching wheels on the frame in the initial stages of the manufacturing process, unlike how it was done earlier. Now the car can be moved across the assembly area faster. And finally, in the Control phase, you make regular adjustments to control new processes and future performance. Based on the changes made, the company was able to reduce production time and manufacture about 2,000 cars a day with a higher quality of output. DMAIC is one of the most commonly used methodologies in the world. It focuses on improving the existing products of the organization. The second methodology is DMADV, which is short for Define, Measure, Analyze, Design, and Verify. It is used when the company has to create a new product or service from scratch. It is also called DFSS, or Design for Six Sigma. Let's take the scenario where the company decides to build a new model, a sports car. In the define phase, you define the requirements of the customer. Based on inputs from customers, historical data, industry research, you determine what you need to ensure your car becomes a success. The data collected indicates customers are drawn to cars which can achieve more than 150 miles per hour. Customers are also more inclined towards cars which have V6 engines and an aerodynamic frame. Then, in the measure phase, you use the customer's requirements to create a specification. This specification helps define the product in a measurable method, so that data can be collected and compared with specific requirements. Some of the major specifications that you focus on are the top speed, engine type, and type of frame. In the analyze phase, you analyze the product to determine whether there are better ways to achieve the desired results. Areas of improvement are determined and tested. Based on the analysis of the prototype created in this phase, you find that the product satisfies just about all of the customer requirements, except the top speed. So, research begins on an alloy that could possibly meet the speed requirements of the customer. Following this, the design phase. Based on the learnings from the analysis phase, the new process or product is designed. Revisions are made to the model, and the car is manufactured with the new material. The analysis phase is repeated based on the new design. You also bring a focus group and see how they receive it. Based on their feedback, further changes are made. And finally, in the verify phase, you check whether the end result meets or exceeds customer requirements. Once you launch your brand new sports car, you collect customer feedback and incorporate it into future designs. And guess what? Your customers are loving the new design. And that is DMABV for you. Six Sigma has also found success in a number of different industries. The petrochemical, healthcare, banking, government, and software are some of the industries that have utilized the concepts of Six Sigma to achieve their business goals. Another commonly used methodology adopted by companies around the world is Lean. Lean is a methodology that aims to remove any part of the process that does not bring value to the customer. It means doing more with less while doing it better. The philosophy behind Lean comes from the Japanese manufacturing industry by Bob Hartman, who at the time was part of Toyota. Since then, across the world, services and manufacturing organizations have incorporated Lean within their businesses. But what if you could have the best of both worlds? A combination of both Six Sigma and Lean. That's Lean Six Sigma. Before we get into Lean Six Sigma, we've got a quiz for you. What methodology is used by companies when they want to release a new product created from scratch? A. Design, measure, analyze, define, verify. B. Define, measure, analyze, design, verify. C. Demand, measure, analyze, improve, control. D. Define, measure, analyze, improve, control. Leave your answers in the comments section below for a chance to be one of 3 people to win an Amazon voucher. Now, let's get back to Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma is a methodology that focuses on eliminating.
Right. So basically this video explain about the Six Sigma, right? Earlier we look at the Lean methodology, and there's a combination of Lean and Six Sigma that is called Lean Six Sigma, right? So we have a separate discussion for that. Now this explain about some issues, right, faced by a company, and how to overcome those. So Six Sigma aims to reduce time, reduce defects, and the variability. So that 3.4 errors for 1 million. That is the benchmark, right? That means accuracy of 99.9996. මේ වෙද්දී ඕක improve වෙලා තියෙනවා 1 for 1 million. දැන් ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එක 99.9999%. right? එතකොට Six Sigma concept එක introduction එක වෙලාවේදී ගත්තේ 99.9996. So that is almost 100%. 3.4 errors for 1 million product. Right. එතකොට මෙතන Six Sigma basically focus on define, measure, analyze, improve and control. So here it explain how to application of this concept. What is define, what is measure, what is analyze. Right. So this video explained a particular example of an automobile industry, how they can solve that issue. Right.
Ford produces luxury cars. The production numbers are going down, and a lesser number of cars are getting manufactured each day. There also seems to be an issue with the quality of the windshield wipers that go on these cars. The question you are faced with: is there a way for the company to stop the stall in production and increase the production per day from 1,000 to 2,000? Also, is there a way to find out what's causing the drop in the wiper quality? There is. Six Sigma. Six Sigma gives you the tools and technique to change your methodology and what the customer requires a day. In the current scenario, how many windshield wipers were attached in a day? Time that takes them to do so. Defects detected from each machine on assembly completion, and so on. Following this, in the analyze phase, you determine what caused the defect or variation. On analyzing previous data, you find out that one of the machines that installed the windshield wiper was not performing as well as it was supposed to. Production was taking longer since the car chassis was being moved across the different locations slower, as cranes had to individually pick and drop the frame. This was because the wheels were attached to the car only in the last stage. Next, in the improve phase, you make changes to the manufacturing process and ensure the defects are addressed. You replace the faulty machines that installed the windshield wiper with another one. You also find a way to save time by attaching wheels on the frame in the initial stages of the manufacturing process, unlike how it was done earlier. Now the car can be moved across the assembly area faster. And finally, in the control phase, you make regular adjustments to control new processes and future performance. Based on the changes made, the company was able to reduce production time and manufacture about 2,000 cars a day with a...
Right. So it's explained with some practical example, right? Six Sigma. And then we can look at this Six Sigma concept with lean manufacturing, which we call Lean Six Sigma. Right? Concept of Lean Six Sigma. The final part of that video also address about Lean Six Sigma, but we have a separate video to address this Lean Six Sigma. So we'll take that also. Then I will emphasize some areas examination point of view, right, from these videos that what you will be tested basically, right? So where you should be concerned, right? You should have more emphasis on the areas from these concepts.
Imagine you're the manager of a supermarket chain. Different kinds of waste that you encounter at your Imagine you're the manager of a supermarket chain. You've noticed that two things need your immediate attention. The first issue is how to handle the different kinds of waste that you encounter at your supermarket. The next one requires you to address the supply chain issues at the supermarket, which are causing delays to the morning delivery of milk, leading to customer dissatisfaction and attrition. These problems can be solved by incorporating two of the most popular quality management methodologies in the world, Lean and Six Sigma. One famous for its ability to handle waste, and another known for process improvement. But what if there was a methodology that combined the concepts of both Six Sigma and Lean? One that could solve all your issues? Well, there is Lean Six Sigma. Before we dive into Lean Six Sigma, let's take a closer look at its parent methodologies. First off, Lean is a methodology that focuses on providing value to the customer, eliminating waste, continuous improvement, reducing cycle time. Lean and Six Sigma both aim to handle waste. But what is this waste? Waste is any step or action in the process that a user does not gain any value from. In short, things that users wouldn't want to pay for. Why would a consumer want to pay extra for the additional truck that was required to deliver milk to the supermarket just because the other one broke down? This waste can be divided into 8 categories. Let's have a look at each of them. 1. Transportation. This waste refers to the excess movement of people, tools, inventory, equipment, and other components of a process than it is required. 2. Inventory. This waste occurs due to having more products and materials than required. This can cause damage and defects to products or materials, greater time for completion, inefficient allocation of capital, and so on. 3. Motion. This refers to the time and effort wasted due to unnecessary movement of people, equipment, or machinery. This could be sitting through inventory, double data entry, and so on. 4. Waiting. This can be time wasted waiting on information, instructions, materials, or equipment. 5. Overproduction. This is the waste created due to producing more products than required. 6. Overprocessing. It refers to more work, more components, or more steps in a product or service than required. 7. Defects. This is the waste originating from a product or service that fails to meet customer expectations. 8. Skills. This waste refers to the waste of human potential, underutilizing capabilities, and delegating tasks to people with inadequate training. For years now, many systems have emerged that use the Lean methodology to identify and handle the different kinds of waste. Some of the more popular and effective ones are JIT, or Just in Time, 5S, and Kanban. The JIT methodology focuses on reducing the amount of time the production system takes to provide an output, and the response time from suppliers to customers. 5S is another methodology that focuses on cleanliness in organization while improving profits and efficiency. Kanban is also another popular methodology to achieve Lean. It is a visual method to manage tasks and workflows. Kanban enables users visualize the workflow to identify issues in the process and fix them. These methodologies help in optimizing the waste production and are often used together to maximize results. So that's the first problem solved. Now, let's have a look at how you can improve the supermarket's supply chain efficiency. For that, let's have a look at the other part of Lean Six Sigma. Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a set of tools and techniques that are used for process improvement and removing defects. Let's see how Six Sigma makes that possible. Six Sigma has 2 major methodologies, DMAIC and DMADV. You can learn more about these 2 methodologies by checking out our Six Sigma in 9 minutes video by clicking on the top right corner. Let's have a closer look at DMAIC, since Lean Six Sigma uses the DMAIC methodology of Six Sigma. DMAIC is an acronym for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, Control. It is used to improve existing products and processes so that it can meet the customer's requirements. In the Define phase, you determine what the goals of the project are. In this case, you want to reduce the amount of time taken to deliver milk from the warehouse to the supermarket, so that it is stocked on the supermarket shelves before 8:30 in the morning. In the Measure phase, you measure the performance of the current unaltered process. The milk truck leaves at 7:30 a.m. in the morning and can take one of 3 routes A, B, and C. Route A is currently the preferred one, as it takes only 60 minutes to reach the supermarket, compared to the routes B and C, which take 70 and 80 minutes respectively. In the analyze phase, you find out why the defects exist. Since routes B and C were school bus routes, by reducing the starting time by 1 hour at 6:30 instead of 7:30 meant avoiding the traffic. Routes B and C now take 40 to 45 minutes to reach the supermarket. Route A still takes the milk truck 1 hour to get to the supermarket, even when the truck leaves at 6:30 a.m. In the improve phase, performance can be improved by addressing and eliminating the root causes. Now that you've realized that advancing the milk pickup by an hour and changing the route to Route B can save time, you changed the process accordingly, providing your workers with ample time to stock the milk into the shelves before the morning rush. And finally, in the control phase, you make regular adjustments to control new processes and future performance. You continue to monitor the delivery times and try out alternate routes to continually improve the process and ensure even faster delivery. This process change led to reduced man hours and cost, enhanced sales, and customer retention. The Lean Six Sigma methodology offers many such benefits to businesses. Let's take a look at some of them. 1. Increase in profits. 2. Standardized and simplified process. 3. Reduced errors. 4. Employee development. 5. Value to customers. And that is Lean Six Sigma for you. Now before we're done, we've got a quiz for you. Which type of waste refers to the time and effort wasted due to unnecessary movement of people, equipment, or machinery? A. Inventory. B. Waiting. C. Overproduction. D. Motion. Leave your answers in the comments section below for a chance to be one of 3 people to win an Amazon gift voucher. We hope you found this informative and helpful. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would be really appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to the Simply Learn channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update on the latest trending technologies. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more from Simply Learn.
Right. Now we look at 3 main concepts, right? Just in time, TQM, lean management, Six Sigma, together with 4 concepts, Lean Six Sigma. Right? So අපි examination focus එකට ගියොත්, right? Just in time, TQM, lean management, Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma. Right. So in just in time video,
In 1991, product 5 major benefits. First,
so I
before it reaches
emphasize
the
you
unit much
that
earlier.
you should focus
Product.
on this benefits of just in time, right? So all these you should know the definition, right, or the description and benefit. Benefit, description and benefit. Then TQM, description and 7 principles. Description and 7 principles you should. Lean management, Lean Six Sigma and Six Sigma. All 3 we can take this way. should be able to differentiate, right? So differentiate means basically you know what is lean management, Six Sigma and Lean Six Sigma. I will share the links of these videos also, right? So I didn't play it from the YouTube because sometimes it may interrupted, right? So when we have this directly playing from the YouTube, but I will share a material where these links of these concepts are available, right? So the may concepts, may areas will be tested at examination, right? So just in time description, and you should know the benefits. Total quality management description and the core principles. And lean management Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma, right? Compare and contrast, right? Make a compare කරන්න, differentiate කරන්න. So differentiate කරනවා කියන ඔයාලා describe කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. මේ තුනේ සමානකම් වෙනස්කම් අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. Right? Right. Then we are moving to the next, Kaizen, continuous improvement, Kaizen, right? So we have a small video on Kaizen, 5 minutes around, right? Shall we go through this one?
Kaizen is a Japanese word. It consists of two parts, kai and zen. These two words respectively mean the change and good. Kai means the change, and the zen means the good. Together these mean good change, or the continual improvement. It is an approach to make improvement, involving everyone in the organization. Here is a quotation from Winston Churchill on changing to improve. The focus here is on frequent improvements. In this presentation we will look at the definition of Kaizen, why we need it, a quick history of Kaizen and steps to implement Kaizen. So let's get started with the definition of Kaizen on the next slide. We have already talked about this at the beginning of the presentation. The word Kaizen consists of two parts, kai and zen. Kai means good, and zen means change. Together they mean continual improvement. These are small improvement, as a result of ongoing work. Quality gurus Masaaki Imai founded the Kaizen Institute to promote this concept in Western world. He defines Kaizen as the improvements by everyone, everywhere, and every day. Kaizen was developed by Japanese companies through their improvement efforts over the years. Kaizen is now widely recognized and adopted even by many non-Japanese companies worldwide. Kaizen is a daily process, the purpose of which goes beyond simple productivity improvement. It is also a process that, done correctly, humanizes the workplace, eliminates the hard work, and teaches people how to spot and eliminate waste. One of the pioneers in developing Kaizen was Sakichi Toyoda, the founder of Toyota Industries. he developed widely recognized Toyota production system. Although the Western world recognized that Japanese manufacturing companies were most efficient, it was not until 1986 that they were introduced to the concept of Kaizen. It was because of the popularity of Masaaki Imai's best-selling book on Kaizen that the whole world got to understand the principles of Kaizen in a better way. If Kaizen is implemented without any direction, it may not provide the expected results. For effective implementation, the company policy and direction is communicated to all. All improvement efforts should align with the company policy. When launching the Kaizen effort in the company, it is suggested to prepare a business case. This defines the gap between customer expectations and the company processes. This gap provides a reason to make changes and improvements. This is necessary to gain buy-in from all interested parties, including the senior management. This slide presents some of the examples of business cases to implement Kaizen. Once the business case to implement Kaizen is approved and agreed upon, it is the time to set some stretched goals. Goals need to smart and align with the company policy. Implementation teams are formed based on the area of improvement. Rather than having like-minded people, it is always good to have a diverse team. Getting different sets of eyes to look at the problem helps. Don't forget to put members from the actual work area. The best ideas come from the person directly executing the process. Once the team is formed, the team goes through these steps. It is important to document the current state of the process. This helps in evaluating at the later stage what sort of improvements are achieved. Wastes are identified. There are 8 types of wastes. If you are looking for details, there is another video available on 8 types of wastes. Changes identified by the team are made, documented and standardized. On successful completion of the project, a presentation is made to the management and success is celebrated. This process is repeated again and again to improve the process. For Kaizen initiative to be successful, they should have full support of the management and all parties involved in the process. Kaizen Blitz is one approach to implement Kaizen. In the term Kaizen Blitz, Kaizen means continuous improvement, and Blitz means lightning fast. That means that Kaizen Blitz is a more focused approach to yield better and quicker results. This approach brings together key stakeholders and process owners for 1 to 5 days to develop an implementation plan and begin working on implementing solutions. Thanks for listening to this video. Please subscribe to Quality Guru's channel to know about the new video releases.
Right. So that this is the Japanese concept, continuous cost reduction, right? මේක ඇතුලේ Kaizen කියන තේරුම් දෙක තියෙන්නේ, right? හොඳ පැත්තට change කියන එක, continuous improvement. Kaizen කියන්න පුළුවන්, Kaizen කියන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද වචන දෙක ගත්තොත් Kaizen. ලෝක Kaizen කියනවා, Kaizen කියනවා, right? So that improvement of quality and the productivity. So small minor changes continuously occurred. Right? Make it history explain කරනවා. Then ඒකට goal එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Right? අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේ course එකේ කතා කරන්නේ මේක අපිට පොඩි activities ඕන exercises වල ගන්න පුළුවන් small minor improvement, cost improvement, how it's calculate mathematically කියන එක. අපි කතා කරන්නේ key success factors. ආයතනයක තියෙන්න පුළුවන් key success factors. The key success factors මේකට තියෙනවා KPIs තියෙනවා, key performance indicators තියෙන්න ඕනේ. කොහොමද key success factors achieve කරන්නේ? right? ඒතර අන්න ඒ performance indicators වලට Kaizen relate කරන්න පුළුවන්. with small improvement, right? Minor improvement, how it leads to overall efficiency. Right. Then I am going to take, since we had few more, we had several videos, I will take another area that we will discuss. Without a video. All right, now we had this individual assignment, right? So that hope that you all uploaded that last week. Individual report. Only 28 submitted. Is that the active members? Right? 28ක් තමයි submit කරලා තියෙන්නේ. course එකේ පෙන්නනවා 37 students.
No, sir. Only 32 or 33 are there, but there are some exemption students. So 28 is the number of students for MA.
All right. Okay. 28 would be the students who basically following this course, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. Then I want to take this. Now your group presentation, right? We'll take a presentation on that. These 4 areas you have to explain about the application of these techniques and concept. So I will have a brief explanation about these materials that we have uploaded regarding this. So that balance scorecard, right? Normally the traditional performance measurement, we measure performance of an organization based on the financial perspective. Right? Traditionally, financial perspective කියන එක තමයි performance measurement එකේ conventional performance measurement එකේ තිබුණේ. Right? So balance scorecard එකට ආපුවාම මේකේ අපි කතා කරනවා performance measurement from different perspective. So business strategies ගැන කතා කරලා තියෙනවා initially material එකේ. Right, that is you are aware of the product differentiation, cost leadership. The conventional performance management එක financial indicators මත based උනේ. Right, lagging indicators තිබුණේ, less flexible. Strategies are not related to strategy and the short term oriented. So ඕක overcome කරන්න තමයි අපි balance scorecard එක use කරන්නේ. Balance scorecard also concept developed by Michael Porter. So there we look at 4 perspectives: financial, customer, internal business process, learning and growth. The financial perspective එකෙන් අපි කොහොමද financial perspective එකෙන් what are the KPIs, key performance indicators, right? Financial perspective එකට අදාළව අපි අඳුන ගන්නවා some measurement like operating income, ROE, economic value added, cash flow, sales growth, ඔය වගේ KPIs තියෙන්න පුළුවන් financial perspective එක measure කරන්න. And a customer perspective, so that how the customer typically value, right, what they have received from the business. AK customer satisfaction, customer retention, new customer acquisition, customer profitability, that is profit from a customer, right, market share, ඔය වගේ customer perspective එකකින් අපිට KPIs අඳුන ගන්න පුළුවන්. customer perspective මොනවද ආයතනයේ goals සහ ඒක measure කරන KPIs මොනවද? Right, core measures. The customer satisfaction, customer retention, new customer acquisition, right, customer profitability එක ආපහු satisfaction එකට lead වෙනවා. ඒක හරහා market share එක වැඩි වෙනවා, ඔය වගේ aspects. එතකොට customer perspective එකෙන් අපි බැලුවොත් customer ගේ value එක product එකට service එකට customer දෙන value එක product එකේ attributes සහ image and relationship with the customer. ඔය තුන එකතු වෙලා value එක හැදෙන්න පුළුවන්. product service attributes කිව්වම uniqueness, functionality, quality, price, time. image එක කියන්නේ brand equity එක. right, ඊළඟට trust relationship එකක් තියෙනවද? convenience trust relationship with the customer. So financial perspective and customer perspective. Then we have internal business perspective. So you can identify internal business processes in which organization must excel so that the critical internal business processes enable business unit to deliver the value so that you can retain the customers and satisfy the stakeholders. එතනදී බලනවා internal business processes that would have the greatest impact on customer satisfaction and achieving the organizational financial objectives. So internal business processes customer needs identify කරන තැන ඉඳලා satisfy the customer needs දක්වා, right? Innovation cycle එකක් තියෙනවා, operation cycle එකක් තියෙනවා, post sales service cycle එකක් තියෙනවා. Can identify the market and create the service offering, produce the service or product and deliver the product or service, and finally you have to provide some after sales services to customers. So all that leads to satisfying the customers. ඒක ඇතුලේ operating cycle එකක් තියෙනවා, innovation cycle එකක් තියෙනවා, post sales service cycle එකක් තියෙනවා. Then learning and growth perspective, right? How the infrastructure in the organization create the long-term growth and improvement. So businesses are unlikely to be able to meet their long-term targets for customers and internal processes using today's technology and capabilities. For that, organization should have some reasonable investment for learning and growth perspective. Learning and growth කිව්වහම people, employees, ඊළඟට systems and organization procedures, right? The employees ලා පැත්තේ ගත්තාම employee competencies, their motivations, supportive climates that will lead to the employee satisfaction, that enable for the employee retention and enhance the employee productivity, that will result the enhancing their productivity and final outcome. So the employees education, skill level, satisfaction, turnover rate, percentage of employee suggestions implemented. ඊළඟට technology පැත්තෙන් ගත්තාම IT availability, percentage of processes with the advanced controls, right? ඔය වගේ learning and growth perspective එකේ measurements අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන්. Employee skills ගත්තාම ඒගොල්ලෝ real time availability, accuracy, persuasiveness, IT and organization processes. These aspects. Right. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි කතා කරන්නේ මෙන්න මේ balance scorecard එක financial, customer, internal, learning and growth perspective සම්බන්ධ. Then we had environmental management accounting, that is a broader concept, right? Actually, you can learn a separate subjects for environmental management accounting, right? It's broad. එම විෂයක කතා කරන්න දේවල් තියෙනවා. Environmental management accounting combines financial and physical data and calculates the environmental cost of companies. Make a simple definition එකක්. Why that environmental management accounting was developed? Because some limitation of conventional practices for informing environmental management decision, විශේෂයෙන් energy, material wastages, right? සමහර hiding costs තියෙනවා, lack of data. So inefficient communication between accounting and other departments like production. So that so environmental management accounting, you need a lot of information other than the financial, traditional financial based information, right? Material input, product output, non-product output, waste. එතනදී environmental related cost සහ environmental related earnings take into account. There are so many environmental related costs. So සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කතා කරන efficiency කියන concept එක environmental relate කරලා eco efficiency කියන concept එක develop කරලා. Right. The environmental cost එක. Costs that incurred because of poor environmental quality exist or may exist. Environmental cost classified into prevention, detection, internal failure and external failure cost කියලා environmental cost. You can classify into 4 areas, right? Some research findings are explained here. ඊළඟට environmental cost වලට ගියාම හුඟක් වෙලාවට මේක අර iceberg එකක් වගේ what is seen cost is very less and major part of the cost is hidden. So that environmental management accounting even improve the capital budgeting decisions also, because you can take into consideration these environmental cost, hidden cost, and you can use sustainable profit, right? Long run sustainable profit. When the project is evaluated, whether that will give sustainable advantage to the business. So we have to take into consideration this environmental cost and benefit aspects as well. Then we have the next area, the pricing. The pricing වල අපිට approaches කීපයක් තියෙනවා. Demand based approach, cost based approach, market based approach, right? So that demand based approach කියන්නේ අපි customer demand එක මත customer ගේ perceived value එක මත price කරනවා. More simple pricing technique is the cost based approach, where that you want to keep a profit markup or the profit margin based on the cost. Cost of production, manufacturing and distribution. So the reasonable margin, profit percentage add. Then the market-based approach, where the price is set by the market. Right? අපි economics වල කතා කරන price taker කෙනෙක් වගේ. අපිට pricing කරන්න වෙන්නේ right market price එක තමයි use කරන්න වෙන්නේ. මේ price එකට ගැලපෙන විදිහට costing තමයි adjust කරගන්න වෙන්නේ. So the demand approach කියන එක අර demand equation එක base කරලා අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් price equation එක based on law of demand. Demand එක අඩු වෙනකොට price එක කියන්නේ quantity demand එක අඩුයි නම් price එක අනිත් පැත්තෙන් අඩුයි. price එක වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන්නේ ඊළඟට theoretical demand approach, where that this profit maximizing approach මේකදී අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔය is called MR equal MC economics model, right? Price elasticity of demand, another concept important in pricing, where that when you change price by particular percentage, what is the percentage the demand is change, right? Price එක වෙනස් කරොත් demand එක කොච්චරකින් වෙනස් වෙනවා. Demand elastic නම් price elasticity greater than 1. So if you increase price by very small, say 10%, quantity demanded might reduce by 20%, right? Higher than the price increase. So you will end up with a loss. Overall disadvantage inelastic demand that even though we increase price by 10%, demand may reduce lesser percentage like 1%, 2%. So you can increase your revenue. Cost plus pricing and some other pricing techniques like market skimming, charging higher price initially for a new product and price reduce when the market become more stable and when the people know about this product, more competition arise. Then Lanka telecommunication industry right, මුල්ම කාලේ ගත්තාම very high price. Competition එක ආවට තමයි price එක අඩු වෙන්නේ. Electronic device ගත්තත් එහෙමයි. මුල් කාලේ ගත්තොත් මුල්ම mobile phone එකක් less features මට මතකයි ඒ මුල්ම කාලේ mobile phone එකක් කාලේ රුපියල් 50000ක් විතර වෙලා තියෙනවා ඒ කාලේ සල්ලි. මීට ලංකාවට එනකොට ලංකාවේ දැන් මීට අවුරුදු 30කට විතර කලින් කියන්නේ. right? දැන් තියෙන ෆෝන් වගේ නෙමෙයි නිකන් සාමාන්‍ය very large, right? අර walkie talkie එකක් වගේ. right? Only thing you can speak, right? No SMS, no camera, right? No social media, nothing. No. අද කාලේ ඉඳලට බැලුවොත් එහෙම ලක්ෂ 2ක් 3ක් විතරයි. right? ඒ market skimming price. Okay, opposite එක market penetration. Penetration pricing කියන්නේ you deliberately charge low price in the initial launch to gain rapid acceptance. right? Or penetration pricing එකකින් තමයි Airtel market එකට එන්න ගියේ, right? Airtel suggest කරපු විදිහට ලංකාවේ market එකට ආවා නම් අනිත් telecommunication companies වැහෙනවා. ඒ නිසා TRC එක ඒකට ඉඩ දුන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද TRC එක ඒ වෙලාවේ ගත්ත decision එක තමයි competition එකක් තියෙන්න ඕන ඇත්තටම telecommunication එකේ. මොකද ඒ දවස්වල සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපිට outgoing call එකක් මට මතක නැහැ හරියට price එක අපිට රුපියල් ඒ කාලේ විනාඩියකට රුපියල් 4ක් 5ක් ඒ වගේ charge වුණා නම් Airtel ලා try කරා මේක 750කට විතර දෙන්න. right? Airtel කියන්නේ leading Indian group, right? Telecommunication. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඕනේ market එක ගන්න. ඒතකොට ඒ price එකට දුන්නා නම් එහෙම අනිත් telecommunication providers ලාට ඒක යා කරන්න බැරි වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ඒගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම market එකකින් අයින් වෙනවා. එහෙම වුණාම එතන මොනොපොලි එකක් හැදෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා TRC එකකින් ඒක යම් මැද තැනකට ගෙනාවා. ඒ customers were benefited. right? දැන් ඕක වෙනවා හුඟක් වෙලාවට අලුත් product. විශේෂයෙන් multinational companies when they launch a new product in a new country, they are offering at very low rate to capture the local market. Sometimes they are selling the product even at a price less than their variable cost. අපි දන්නවනේ costing වල at least variable cost එකවත් cover කරන්න ඕනේ. profit නැතත් right break even වෙන්න. the variable cost එකවත් අඩුවේ සමහර වෙලාවට market එකේ product විකුණන. then you can eliminate the local competitors. So once you establish in the market, right, so they will go for the very high price. අර penetration එකේ opposite එකට යනවා. right? Complementary pricing තියෙනවා, right? ඒ කියන්නේ එකත් product එකක් තව product එකක් එක use වෙනකොට ඒකත් එක්ක complement කරලා තමයි price එක යන්නේ. product line එක විදිහට price යනවා, volume discount pricing, ඊළඟ price discrimination. Same product you are selling at different prices at different location. Location එක මත price discriminate වෙනවා. දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් තම product එක, right? soft drink එකක් ගන්න Coke එකක් අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් එළියේ supermarket එකකින් ගන්න price එකයි. right ඕක ෆිල්ම් හෝල් එකක ගන්න ප්‍රයිස් එකයි ඕක රෙස්ටුරන්ට් එකකදී ගෙවන ප්‍රයිස් එකයි ගත්තොත් වෙනස් price discrimination එකක් තියෙනවා same product right location එකට market එකට අනුව different markets වල different price charge කරනවා right then final one activity based costing and activity based management right so the activity based costing you have learned actually in your management accounting courses that is the traditional absorption costing we calculate absorption rate for each cost center these cost centers are the production centers right factory 1 factory 2 factory 3 likewise so cost accumulate into these cost centers and calculate absorption rate and our activity based costing වලදී වෙන්නේ you can calculate the activity cost driver you first identify the different activities then you allocate cost for those activities determine the activity cost driver then you calculate the cost driver rate or overhead absorption rate for the activity එක ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකකට අපි factory 1 එකේ මුළු overhead cost එකම එක basis එකකට නෙමෙයි යන්නේ that is the weakness of traditional absorption costing right you have factory 1 based on machine hours factory 2 based on labor hours right factory 1 machine hours factory 2 labor hours by activity based costing වලට ගියාම business එකේ product produce using 6 activities so each activity you have separate cost driver so හැම product එකටම cost activity cost driver 6කට OAR 6ක් එනවා which is more accurate costing than traditional absorption costing right so එතන keyword එක තමයි cost driver එක what is a cost driver that particular cost is derived based on one particular basis right එක එක cost එකට identify කරනවා cost drivers දැන් උදාහරණයක් ගත්තොත් material handling number of parts right material inception number of inspection වෙන්න right ඊළඟට machinery machine hours finishing part එක labor hours packaging order sheet right ඔය වගේ එක එක cost එකට cost drivers use කරන්න පුළුවන් right මේ activity එකක් explain කරලා තියෙනවා then advantages and disadvantages right okay with that so we can wind up today's session right so the tomorrow evening we have a session right so that is there so we'll have that 4 to 7 session right 4 to 7 session there I am taking a new topic decision tree එකක් කොහොමද based on probabilities and different alternatives right so we draw this decision tree එකත් එක්ක අපි project evaluation that we are going to amalgamate the NPV with the decision tree right and how we are going to take decisions right ඒ කියන්නේ සමහරකට outcome එකට වඩා වැඩි ගාණක් තියෙනවා practically project එකක් ගත්තොත් ඒ project එකේ එක් දැන් NPV කියන්නේ අපි estimated one scenario නේ demand එක මෙච්චරයි කියලා අපි demand එකට දෙනවා right හැම අවුරුද්දෙම මෙන්න මේ අවුරුදු 5ට මේ විදිහට demand එක හැබැයි ඔක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් high demand තියෙන්න පුළුවන් medium low ඒ එක එක scenario එකේ quantity වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඒ වෙනස් වෙන scenario එක base කරගෙන කොහොමද ඊට අදාළව NPV calculate කරලා ඉස්සරහට යන්නේ කියන එක right which is little more advanced aspect but ඒකෙන් කෙලින්ම examination type question එකක් එනවා right අපි මේ විදිහෙම question එකක් හෙට discuss කරනවා. ඒතර ඒක හොඳට practice කරොත් concept එක ගත්තොත් අපිට exam එකට එන question එකත් you can easily answer, right? Okay, so we'll meet on tomorrow 4 o'clock in the physical lecture, right? With that, we'll wind up today's session. So thank you very much for attending the lecture.